hasn't it all turned around for Maria Ramírez? An open frame early in this second leg of this quarter-final, and absolute perfection ever since. It was like she needed a kick-start somewhere.
Well, she obviously got that kick, whether it was unique or her coach that said something, but she's struck 5 strikes in a row and she's looking really good now.
It's almost like she said, I've had enough of this with that open frame. It's as if she just said, enough with this. I've been bowling really well in qualification. I come in as the #1 seed. I can't find strikes. I've had enough. And ever since that mental change around, she can't miss.
It's quite amazing to see, and of course it's extending her score every ball she bowls, and this one's looking quite good as well.
Oh.
This is fantastic bowling, 6 strikes in a row.
And I think Martina Becker has been around the game long enough to know that she's going to have to start rethinking and regrouping and get ready for the 3rd leg, because she's not coming back from this.
No, unless Maria throws 3 or 4 balls in the gutter, Martina has no chance here. It's frame 8. She's got an open frame.
And she's just not bowling very well, quite frankly. It's all gone awry at the moment.
She needs to get out of this game and start again in game number 3. She won't even want to bowl this one out, but she has to.
Yes, it's not like snooker when where you can concede.
Well, if she had the opportunity, she would now. She doesn't want to be here now. The game's lost. The way Maria's going, she's going to be 230 plus, and well, unfortunately, Martina could be, well, as low as 160, 170.
But these aren't wasted frames coming up for Martina. I mean, surely she'll look to maybe experiment and try and find a different line, see what the lane is doing a bit.
Well, this is the opportunity that she has got. You're quite right, Nick, yes. Ideally, she'd like to get into the next game, but use these frames as she must. Personally, I would sort of change ball and change line and see if there's a better reaction, but she's staying with that red ball that she's got. Didn't get any reaction there on the lane on the left-hand side and missed the head pin, so it's not really been a learning curve so much.
Yes, it's a steep downward curve at the moment, isn't it, for Martina? Looking for something different there, and she won't want to go back to that.
Yeah, just no reaction on that left-hand side. I can't understand that. Maybe the ball just got caught up in some lane conditioner, the oil that's put down to protect the lane. It helps the ball skid through the first 30 feet of the lane before it hooks. Gets into the hook zone and drives up into those pins. Okay, that's a better spare. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty low score, and she knows it. But she'll forget it, put it behind her.
Well, the score is not done on an aggregate basis. You just have to win 2 out of the 3 legs. You can win them both by 1 and lose the other leg by 100. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
that's you're quite right, Nick. Yeah, we need to remind people that it's not done on scores. It's win the game and progress. It's not an accumulation of scores, and that's all over now, and the crowd knows it.
Well, that was quite a hot streak that Maria Ramírez found there.
Yeah, so strung 6 strikes in a row. And if you can do that and stay clean, then you're going to win most games. She had the little hiccup in frame 2, but certainly come back in style. Spare the 10 pin. Just checking the score on the television monitor above her head.
Well, if she's not sure, we can tell her. You've won the second leg.
Oh, it's definitely won, yeah. Moves onto the left-hand lane to finish. Then there's another 10 pin off of the pocket hit.
She won't be happy with this. I know maybe perhaps she's experimenting, but suddenly, just as quickly as she got hot, she's gone cold again. Maybe she is looking at something different as well.
Yes, could well be, but fortunately it doesn't matter that she's not carrying, not at this particular stage.
I always think even when it doesn't count, if you've got momentum, you don't want to lose it.
No, you're quite right, Nick. That is true. Maybe she's just taking time out to have some spare practice.
Yeah, could well be.
She's lost so many strikes, she hasn't bowled many spares.
That's right.
214 in the 9th frame, and a strike here will give her a 234.
Yes, let's see if she finishes on a high here. Yeah, I think she just got herself back on track there. Impressive.
Yeah, that was a very good game. Super to watch. Can't be better than that.
And when you think she had that open frame in frame 2 and we started thinking, hello, there's a surprise coming up here, the number 1 seed's in trouble. After that, wow.
Yeah, Martina just has to bowl this last frame out. Again, she's not experimented at all. Same ball, pretty much the same line, and hasn't got a result either. She's looking quite desperate across at her coach now, looking for some sort of inspiration.
I mean, it's not that she's struggling to find something, it's just that everything seems to have gone. The whole game has disintegrated here.
Well, this is a low 150 game here, if this is an open frame, and that just really isn't good enough at this level of international competition.
An extraordinary turnaround in this quarter-final. It's 1-1. It'll go to sudden death now. Well, what happens now? Will Ramírez continue that pace? Will Martina Beckel find something to come back with? One thing's for certain, there's no margin for error now. It's 1 apiece. The winner of this leg is into the semi-finals.
Yeah, Maria's just left a 7-pin on her first shot. You can take out spare and stay clean.
Well, the interesting thing for me is going to be these first couple of frames from the German, because her game just fell apart as the pressure came on from Ramírez in that second game, and we know what she's capable of. She's now seems to have settled down and found something, but what can Martina Beckel do to stem the flow? It just went from bad to downright disastrous, that second leg for her.
Yes, you're quite right, Nick. It was. She'd really like to forget that game.
And mentally, you've just got to draw a line, and the rain comes down once again. You can hear it bouncing around on this roof. Well, you'll take it any way you can get it.
Yeah, she actually put some effort into that shot. You could see as she came through, she cranked her wrist and gave her some real finger lift. Got the rotation on the ball, and it's actually made it up to the 1-2 pocket. A little bit light, takes him out. She'll accept that.
And so important psychologically.
Well, it's the start she needed, and the opportunity to make a double. And with only 9 frames to go, she needs it. Must take advantage of that first strike. Looking to put the pressure back on the girl from Costa Rica.
And there's quite a lot going on around her as well. She needs to just block this out. Oh, and she's done it. Well, it's another, not exactly convincing one, but that's just what she needed. She opens up with a double. And that was difficult because the rain coming down hard outside. People started scurrying into the arena here, and there was a lot of movement going on around her. She dug one out.
That was a real hit 'em thin, make 'em spin. And the coach knew it as well.
Yeah, let's talk about body language from Biji. Now then, momentum is a fragile thing. When you've got it, you hang on to it. When you lose it, you think you're never going to get it back. And Lady Luck has just deserted the Costa Rican corner.
Yeah, from a lady that's been striking so much, she's left her 5-pin. Which is a pin that's left when you're not quite on target.
It's been a strange match for her, hasn't it? I mean, in the first leg, she couldn't buy a strike. In the second leg, she couldn't miss. And it started off here that the spare ball's been getting a bit more of a workout than she would like.
Yeah, we should be happy with that because it's a close frame. She's still in touch. It's a matter of what Martina's going to do.
Yes, she's clean, but she's opened up with 2 spares. Her opponent, 2 strikes, and even if they were a little bit streaky, they still count as X's. That's what she needs here.
I think as we've said before, Nick, it is down to one frame can turn a whole game around, and you've only got to be sort of a little bit of bad luck or a split at the wrong time, and the game can be gone. That's an excellent response there from Maria. Frame 3. First strike of the game.
I'll tell you what, Cass, both coaches are earning their money at the moment. There's a lot of chit-chat going on between balls here.
Well, they know it's a tight game. It's 1-each, and this is the final leg, or final game of the leg. And this goes in the driving seat just at the moment. Let's see if she can stay there. Former AMF World Cup champion. That looks all right.
And it is.
Well, she's hit that one pretty thin as well. She's got an awful lot of pin action around this lane at the moment, the left-handed German. And that's 3 strikes in a row to open up with, and she'll be very pleased with that. Yeah, a little bit low on rev rates, needs a little bit more rotation on that ball, but she does get the result. And you can see some of the oil on the ball.
But the thing is, Cass, they're not the most convincing strikes you've ever seen, but she couldn't find a strike in that second game.
Well, in that sort of situation, you're going to take anything that you're given.
Yeah.
And as I say, a couple of those shots have been a bit on the light side, but she's taken 10, and they'll count. Looking for 4 in a row.
Oh, streak ends. The 10 didn't want to know.
Probably the best shot in the last 3, and leaves her the 10 pin in the corner. That was very unfortunate.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah, it is. But that was actually quite a good shot. Lots of power, high on the hairpin, right in the 1-2 pocket. Nice bit of rotation. And why does that 10 pin stand there?
Well, I've got to make sure of this. There's absolutely no margin for error in this match.
And takes the spare out quite nicely, and a little bit of verbal there with that 10 pin.
Well, what a terrific 4th quarter final we've got here. Martina Beckel, the veteran German, the champion from 11 years ago, the number 8 seed here, has regrouped and has ridden her luck a little bit to take her nose in front here in this winner-take-all 3rd leg. Cracking match, this. Absolutely superb.
Yeah, she's 20 pins in the lead.
Well, that could have been disaster.
Well, that was a pretty awful shot. It was right through the middle of the head pin, right on the nose, as we say, and she was very fortunate to break those pins up. That was not a good shot, and not really the time to throw it either. Well, she'll be looking for a spare here just to stay clean. But that wasn't a very good shot at all.
Well, she does stay clean. One little slip, you feel, Cass, is going to determine this match. It's so close. Beckel's got her nose in front, but that margin is not a match-winning margin by any means.
She's 20 pins up, I think, just at this particular time. And as you say, with still a few frames to go, it could go either way. One mistake could cost you the game.
One mistake, one bit of bad luck, one bit of good fortune. It's very finely balanced, this one. Beckel looking to get back on strike nice and smooth at the point of attack. Oh, she got away with one again.
Yeah, it's again, for a bowler that's just bowled 3 strikes in a row to start the game, she's bowled a couple of weak shots there, and that was very nearly the 8-10 split standing. See, she's not got through the ball. 7-9 split, sorry.
And that 7 nearly hung around. That could have been disaster.
Well, that could have been the mistake or the error or the open frame that would cost her the match. She's fortunate. She's got a single pin spare that she takes down, but
she's become a bit nervy, Cass. I mean, she's all got experience, but she's just looking like she's a bit tense and tight, and Gigi Manico is having some words there, just say loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, she needs to put a bit more rotation and power into that ball. Not necessarily speed, but certainly some rotation on it.
Here's a chance for Ramírez. And she takes it, doesn't she? Oh boy.
Yeah, fantastic shot there in frame 6. And of course that gives you the opportunity to get another one. And as we've said, stringing strikes together is what this game is all about. Beautiful shot. And she knows it. Closes the deficit to 10 pins, and this one we can draw them all level. Working on a strike, looking for a double.
It is so tense.
It's close. She's
got it.
And there it is. Oh my God. Raising the roof of this building.
Yes, I think we know who they want to win this one.
Yeah.
Their near neighbour from Costa Rica.
Pressure time for Martina Beckel. She's just gone behind,
and she's looked wobbly the last couple of frames as well.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth, Nick. Yeah, she hasn't struck in that pocket. She hasn't been mastering the lane. Nervous times, and this has got to be good. And it's not. It's high through the head pin. A 4-7-10 split, and as we spoke earlier, this could be the open frame that we were worried about. This could be the match gone.
Okay, she got away with it last time, but not this time.
Just hasn't broken those pins up at all, and that is a huge split. It's makeable, but she needs to be very accurate indeed. Now just takes the 2 away, and that is an open frame. Frame 7 for Martina, and that could be the nail in the coffin. That could be good night Vienna. 1-4-3.
Well, she needs to bounce straight back from that. Just draw a line in the sand, metaphorically speaking. Get back on strike at least. Put some pressure on your opponent. You don't want to just wave the white flag. You want to make your opponent beat you. So a strike here essential for Martina Beckel.
Strikes off the sheet for 233. Anytime she doesn't strike, she'll be coming backwards from that score.
No, she got away with it again.
And that's another one high through there, but she's totally lost her strike line, and I really don't know where it's gone. She looked so good earlier on. Started this game with 3 strikes in a row, and it's just disappeared.
But even a couple of those cash, she was a little bit fortuitous, and there she is, bang on the head pin again, and that could have been another split.
Well, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where her game's gone, but maybe the pressure that's been put on her, it's certainly affected her. She hasn't bowled well this game at all.
Safely striking out, but the initiative has gone. She's in trouble, and they both know it.
Yeah, they need to regroup, but there's only 2 frames to go. And what can they do in 2 frames? Because
well, especially if Maria strikes here, it's virtually gone, isn't it, for the Germans?
Well, the confidence is up. She's pretty much locked into her strike line, and she's just got to stay there, and the result will happen, and she will win. Oh, 0-2. I mean, that could have been another strike. That was pretty much up in the 1-3 pocket. The 10 pin was standing in the corner left there.
Now, don't underestimate the importance of this spare. It looks so easy. It's 63 feet away. She's got to nail it. If she doesn't, this match is wide open again with 2 to play. She's got to get it.
And she has. Yeah, that's fantastic. She's looking around at the score, telescores up above, trying to work out exactly what she needs. She's in the driving seat.
But it comes down to this, Cass. Who's got the strong finish?
Yeah, it's just 4 pins in it now. Maria's 4 pins in the lead with 2 frames to go.
She's just in front. Can she stay there? 4 strikes, and there's nothing her opponent can do. Is this the first of them? Yes!
Slightly fortuitous, we'll say that one, because she only just hit the head pin and made the strike. But when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. Everything goes for you. You can see she's willing it up to the headpin, and well, it could have been 5, but it was 10. And she knows how lucky that was.
Well, the heat is on, but I'll tell you what, if you want pressure, here's someone who has to find the strike zone that has eluded her of late. Only a strike will do here.
That looks a better shot.
She got it.
Yeah.
She's not going quietly.
Well, she must have taken heed to what I said. She put some rotation on that ball and it hit the 1-2 pocket and actually carried all 10, which is something she hasn't been doing for a while. Yeah, there's a bit more rotation on that ball, as you can see, as it bites up.
And Cass, there's almost a psychological advantage here in going first in this 10th frame. You're going to set the bar here. If you strike out from here, as she's capable of, then suddenly Maria's got to find something special.
Martina has to strike here to put pressure on Maria. If she doesn't strike, the game could be over. This is a real must-strike situation. And again, it was a weak shot. It hit the headpin, but only just on the 10-pin standing. And I think she realises that that could be the end of this match. The game could be lost. A spare and a strike will give Martina 203. I don't think that's going to be enough.
She will kick herself if she loses this match. She's had chances.
Well, it was all down to that 7th frame big split. And she's made the spare. She's got the bonus ball.
But as you say, Cass, a spare wasn't going to do it for her in the 10th frame.
Well, no, she was 4 pins behind, and if Maria just strikes and spares, or spares and strikes, then she's going to win it. It's going to be a tight game, but it doesn't matter if you win by 1. To finish leaves a 7-pin standing, and that's a 2-0-2 game.
And I think she knows that's not going to get it done. Yes. Sympathetic applause, but these fans have made it very clear who they want to win. Their neighbour from just down the isthmus, Costa Rica.
The situation is that a strike or a spare in the 10th frame will wrap this game up.
What's the betting on a strike? Ooh, no, now then.
Okay, it's only a 4-pin, it's a single pin, it's very sparable. I bet she hasn't missed many of these throughout the 32 games of qualifying.
Yes, but with a place in the semi-finals on the line, that pin's going to look like a matchstick, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly a pin that she's probably spared an awful lot in her bowling career, and she's just got to keep level-headed now. Let the ball and the lane do the work.
Yes, there it is. She wasn't going to let that one slip away.
No, definitely not.
But it's been a struggle. You can see that. The way she looked up, she's had to really dig deep and battle here. But she's through.
Just needs to keep the ball in the lane on this final shot. And victory was be hers. That's good enough.
Oh, they know it. They love it. Yeah. Finish with a flourish. Why not? The #1 seed is safely through, but she had a scare. Martina Beckel had her chances. In the end, though, it's Ramírez, the #1 seed, through by 5.
So the lineup for the women's semi-finals is complete. Marie Ramírez's reward for her win is a match against Canadian Kerry Ryan kayak, while in the lower half of the draw, defending champion Shannon Pulowski takes on Jojo Canary of the Philippines. Still to come, the quarterfinals in the men's division in this AMF World Cup. 39th AMF World Cup. This thriving democratic republic has welcomed the World Cup with open arms. This is the first major sporting event ever to grace these shores. As with previous World Cups, the field is massive. 77 countries from every corner of the globe. It's been a very tough week of qualifiers, and now we're down to the business end of the event, the knockout stage. Plenty of good bowlers have fallen by the wayside. Torrid Torgerson out in the quarterfinals. Mohamed El Kabezi out at the same stage. Both men, previous winners. In the women's division, a quality field has been whittled down to just 3 players. Ramírez, Ryan Kayak and defending champion Shannon Pluhowski on course to defend her title. Kerry Ryan Kayak of Canada took a measured approach to her quarterfinal against Terry Puccini Healy, and it paid off. As for Marie Ramírez, she's proved one of the more popular bowlers at this event. The Costa Rican has been adopted by the Hondurans as one of their own, and so far she hasn't disappointed her new legion of fans. Victory over the former champion Martina Beckel has secured a semi-final place and a chance to take on Shannon Pluhowski. But first, the small matter of beating Kerry Ryan Kayak. We can now join our commentary team of Cass Edwards and Nick Halling midway through the first game.
A sizzling start from the #1 seed. Can she keep it going? She struggled a little bit, Ramírez, in the quarterfinal. Eventually staggered through, but she means business here, doesn't she?
Well, she's come out and setting these lanes on fire. She's working 3 in a row, looking for 4.
And she's in there like swimwear.
Quite a powerful shot from Maria. Yeah, it looked very good to me. And she's on for 300, dare I say.
Well, you just jinxed that, haven't you?
Yes, I know that.
What a thing to say. But it's what everyone starts thinking. Somebody starts racking them up like this, but there's a long, long way to go. She's actually a third of the way there, so it's far too early to start getting excited about a 300 game, much as we'd love to see one with the cameras rolling.
Yeah, it's just nice to see a powerful ball hit in the pocket and carrying all 10 on a regular basis.
Well, Maria will now be coming up to the commentary box to say thank you very much, Cass, for talking about a 300 game, because that immediately ended that.
I know nothing. 4-7 pins left in the corner. A high shot onto the head pin. Gets a spare ball out. Nice and straight. Takes all way nice and friendly.
So the streak is over, but she is still bowling very well. Nomar Alvarez just having a few quiet words. And she's got this crowd behind her. We saw that in the quarterfinal. It's, I mean, Costa Rica and Honduras are not exactly miles apart. And I think these Honduran fans think, well, if we can't have a Honduras winner, we'll have a Costa Rican winner to cheer.
Yeah, she's almost a hometown gal.
Yeah, nice shot from Kerry Ryan Kayak, who is bowling pretty well herself. The 32-year-old from Mississauga.
Lasers went out nicely on the lane, lots of lift and rotation. And that's in the sweet spot, the 1-3 top of the right-hander. Keeping very much in touch with this game. Left a ringing 10 pin in frame 3. Since then she's come back solid on a straight line.
Well, she's keeping the pressure on.
And there's another one.
I mean, we've all made a bit of a fuss about this fantastic start that Ramírez has put together, but that is not a shabby card, you know.
Can't argue with that, can you? It's 279 pace if she goes all the way. Looking good, the Canadian.
Looking happy as well, just sharing a joke there with Sandy Lowe, the Canadian national team coach. Now then, back on strike for Ramírez.
We should be looking for it. She's pretty much lined up. Oh, dear. Not so much more than just a fraction higher on the head pin. It's got that full pin standing there. It's quite a good shot. You see the overhead. Just inside second iron, just a little bit higher.
So a little bit of frustration for the industrial engineer from San Jose. Safety spared out. But, a little bit of the bounce is gone. It's very difficult to keep strike after strike after strike, though, isn't it? It's you're just going to stay clean at this point.
Well, that's right. The strikes will come back. She's hit 4 in a row. She's been pretty close on 2 shots, and she'll hopefully bounce back again now. Interested audience there.
They've enjoyed it, this crowd. It's a mixture of local Hondurans and bowlers that have been eliminated. They're all enjoying some high-class bowling. Ramírez back on strike.
Couldn't make him spin, and that really was a thin one. Could have been 5, but it turned out to be 10. Very light on the head pin. It's on a mix and match shot. And the ball just got away from her, but that counts, and she knows how lucky she was. It's one to build on.
Now, can Kayak keep it going?
She's working 3 in a row, looking for a 4-bagger. Bit of aggression there.
Oh yeah, looks good.
Oh, and rips the rack. Absolutely fantastic. She'll have some of that. She's very happy now. 4 strikes in a row. She's just going to edge the lead at the 7th frame mark. That really was a sweet shot. Carried all 10 very nicely.
Well, she's never bowled in the World Cup before. Kerry Ryan Kayak has bowled around the world, has bowled on TV, but this is a new experience for her.
Yeah, I must admit I've not seen Kerry bowl before, and she's certainly given a good demonstration in this game.
Well, there wasn't much wrong with that.
10 pin in the corner, just a weak 10 we call that. It wasn't quite powerful enough to drive it out. It was in the pocket. The run of strikes comes to an end. And the 10 pin left in the corner, and she's got a spare ball out. She'll slide this one across. Keeping it pretty straight. Takes it away quite nicely, and 8 frames down. She's got a 1-pin lead. This is a game that's going to go all the way to the wire.
It's too close to call, this one. This is going to go down to the It's last ball of this first leg. It's a best of 3, and whoever wins 2 legs is going to be facing Shannon Pluhowski of the United States in the 2003 World Cup final. And for Maria Ramírez, this is her 2nd time in the last 4. She was here 12 years ago and was knocked out at the semi-final stage back in Le Mans in France. Will not want to get knocked out here. Oh, she's lucky. That was lucky.
Maybe it's her birthday, because that was right through the nose, right on the head pin. Certainly didn't deserve a strike, and she's got it. And the hometown fans are quite pleased for that as well. That is a big ball, or a big result, shall we say.
I mean, how often do we see splits left from her?
Oh dear, how lucky are you?
Well, thank you. I owe you 1 pins.
Now, you know what she's got to do after bowling a ball like that? She's going to bounce on another strike. That was the foundation frame, frame 9. And if she's going to win this game, she needs to double up.
Well, that was better, and didn't get the strike. These things balance out, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. She's left the 5 pin right in the middle of the pack there. It's a slightly weak shot, and it's left that 5 pin. Let me just correct myself. This is frame 9. Just misleading the viewers. strikes on frame 9, which is the foundation frame.
You've been misleading me for years. Don't break the habit of a lifetime, Cass.
No, I won't. And there's no way she's going to miss that.
No.
So she couldn't double up. Nice bet in the 9th frame.
It means that the Canadian, with a strike here, can maybe push on.
Yeah, it's a bit close to call at the moment. Kerry's working on a strike. She'd like to double here. This is 10th frame.
Well, that wasn't the most convincing strike ever, but they all count.
Certainly a mix and match shot that was. Oh yeah, she's pulled it left inside a mark. At this stage of the game, she's going to accept anything she gets.
And the breaks do balance out, don't they? We've seen them both get a bit of a fortuitous one.
Well, that's how close it is, Nick. We're looking at 12 pin.
Bottom line
difference.
is, if she goes off the sheet here, 3 strikes in a row, the first leg is hers.
That's right, yeah.
Anything less, and
Needs the double.
doesn't get it, and that could let Ramírez in.
That was a little bit high on the head pin. No, and there's a little grin there. She knows it wasn't perfect. And she's been punished with that 7 pin left in the corner. She knows how expensive that possibly could be. She's going to spare it though. Needs the bonus ball. Takes the spare away nicely.
Absolutely perfect. Now it's just a question of how many more can she tack on.
Yeah, this is the bonus shot now. I think she needs 10 really. Just checking the score on the overheads.
It's still too close to call, isn't it? It's and it's been like that right from the start. We thought Ramírez went off so hot that she was going to just set a very high standard, but Kerry Ryan stuck with her, and here we are in the 10th frame, and you can't pick a winner.
I think if Kerry gets 9 or more here, that's going to force Maria to get 2 strikes in the 10th frame. Unfortunate 9 indeed. That only just hit the head pin, and she's made 9. Finishes the score with a score of 237. It is a high game. Will it be enough? No open frames. It looks quite good on the score sheet, but she's hoping it's going to be enough. Now the situation is for Maria. She is in a must-strike situation.
Well, here's the first one. Does she get it? Does she get it? Yes!
Excellent shot. Oh, and the crowd's gone crazy. They've lifted the roof off this building. Very popular strike indeed. I just wonder if she realises that not only does she get this strike here, but she also needs another one on the second ball.
I think they know what's going on here, this crowd. I think they've tuned into this very quickly. And they will raise the roof if she gets another one here.
Well, this is, if she strikes here, it's going to be a match winner. Anything else, and she's not going to make it. I say a match winner, a game winner. This must strike.
And oh no! Oh, I thought she'd got it.
And the tempo of the corner was quite defiant. The 6 pin wouldn't pick it out. And unfortunately, she's going to lose this first game. Well, the crowd seemed quite happy, perhaps they hadn't just realised. Now she can make it 236. No.
Well, what a terrific first leg of this women's semi-final. Couldn't have been closer, could it? It was so edgy all the way through. It's the Canadian that takes it by just 1 pin. beaten semi-finalist 12 years ago, does not want to suffer the same fate again. Maria Ramírez, well, tiptoeing along the edge of the precipice a little bit here. Got to win this second leg. That's a nice strike. The 10 just slid out.
Well, she struck every time on that right-hand lane. It's 3 strikes, 2 spares so far at the halfway stage.
And it must give her a lift to have these fans behind her. I mean, it's standing room only now, and they're all raising the roof every time she gets a strike.
Yeah, as you say, it's almost full house. I didn't realise so many people had sneaked in.
Well, just like the first leg, this second leg is so close. And every time you see a pin left standing, you think, oh, is that the moment that one of these players is going to pull away?
Or could that be the moment that loses the game? They won't know until frame 10 is over. But they certainly need the strikes, and that one's just a soft 10 in the corner there. Wouldn't go. Would have been her first double of the game.
Yep, safely done.
And as good as these bowlers are, if they go through a game without making a double, there's a likelihood they're not going to win. And then you see 5 frames, no double.
Yeah, that's something she's really going to have to guard against. She's got to start racking those strikes up. I don't know how you feel, Kaz. I've been so impressed with Kerry Ryan Kayak. I mean, the mental toughness she showed in that first game was exemplary, and she's put a very solid game 2 together as well.
Well, she's got years of experience behind her. Canada is a bowling nation. And that's a pretty powerful shot as well. Very nice hook ball, straight down second arrow. Lines up nicely, right into the 1-3 pocket and clears all 10 pins out. Yeah, nice shot. Wants to consolidate on this now. Should be looking to make a double. It'll be the second one of the game, and there will be daylight between them.
Yes, there's a real chance here, and she knows it, and she's taking her time, getting composed. Just a little blow into the hole there, just to get any remnant of moisture out of there. Well, can she get the double here?
Looking good.
Oh dear. Just like Ramírez, it's the 10 pin that says no way.
Yeah, she's a bit confused about that. It was a pretty good shot. She wondered why it didn't go. Would have made 3 in a row. So she's got to get that spare ball out and shoot across the lane. Take the rotation off, keep it straight. Oh, got a double bounce as well, but it's made it.
My heart was in my mouth just for a split second there. As you say, you get the double bounce and bad things tend to happen from that, but she had a real chance to edge away there. Kerry Ryan Kayak didn't close the deal through no real fault of her own, just didn't get the break.
Yeah, both players are clean, no open frames so far.
Well, this is the lane Ramírez likes, isn't it?
Yeah, she's struck every time so far on this lane.
Tack on another one.
And why change the habit? Excellent shot. Gives her a chance to make 2 in a row. The crowd's got a bit animated as well. Real shot straight down second arrow, makes the pocket. And the 7 pin is the last one to go, but it all counts.
It's getting strikes on the left-hand lane that has been the problem.
Yeah, she hasn't made one at all yet, and if you can't do that, you're never going to make a double.
Ooh, she's lucky. She is lucky.
Another opportunity goes begging.
Well, that could have been a lot worse as well.
It certainly could, yeah. High through the head pin, right on the nose, as we say. Just leaves the 4 and the 7, which is a very makeable spare for the right-hander. But again, she hasn't struck 2 strikes together. Turns her back on that one. Straightforward spare.
But in the context of the game, and indeed the match, She's going to sit there and think, is that enough?
Yeah, she's about 13 pins down at the moment, with only 2 frames to go. And she's only striking on 1 lane, whereas Kerry struck on both. 2 doubles she's had.
Well, she rose to the occasion at the end of the first leg, which was another nervous affair. Oh dear. Well, she's getting a big attaboy from Sandy Lowe, and I'm not sure that was one of her better shots.
No, it wasn't, but it's left a single pin, which is very acceptable because it's a makeable spare, and at this stage the last thing you need is an open frame, and that should be easy enough to convert. So she gives nothing away to Ramírez and stays in front.
Yeah, safely done.
Yeah, very acceptable 9 spare.
But for both of them, there's been a little problem building momentum and sustaining it. She's got that little lead after 8, 13 pins. It's not enough, nowhere near enough at this point. But if she does strike out from here, she's into the World Cup final.
Well, it's foundation frame, frame 9. And she doesn't need to do anything silly. Just keep it on the lane, look for the strike or the 9-pin spare, something like that, just to stay clean.
So often these close legs get decided here in frame 9, one way or the other. Oh my goodness me, and I think we might have another match that could be decided here in frame 9. What a shocker.
1, 2, 4, 10, wash out, split. I think she just missed her timing a bit there. The ball didn't come off properly. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, she just stuck a little bit there on the approach, and that ball just didn't come off. It's got no rotation on it, and it hasn't made the headpin at all. And it's a low count on a spare as well, 6 count. That's pins down for her. She needs to spare this one. It's makeable for the right-hander. Needs to clip that headpin across. Looking good.
Yes, she does.
That was pressure bowling. She rose to the occasion. Desperately needed that.
But she also knows, you know what, I let my opponent back in.
Yeah, 6 is no good. It's a 3-pin deficit there. Really was a bad shot in the 9th frame.
Can you believe it? She's bowled 1 bad ball in the whole match, and it might actually lose her this second leg.
Well, that's right, yeah, Maria's got to consolidate now if she can. Oh dear, she was looking for a strike there.
You'd have put money on it, you really would.
She's got a 4-pin standing now, she's just checking the scores. It's down to a single pins, the difference between them. That's as close as it is.
And I'm a little bit surprised because this is the lane that she's not been able to miss on. Safely spare it out, but a strike then would have done her a world of good.
Yeah, she's clean so far, no doubles, no opens. We could almost say this is a good bad game. An acceptable score. Will it be a winner? 10th frame.
A strike will give her a chance.
That's another single pin. Could almost ask this girl what her favourite number is, and I bet she'd say 9, because she seems to be taking 9 on nearly every ball now. 7-pin in the corner. She spared that one away. Earns herself a bonus ball. She's not going to break the 200 barrier because she hasn't strung 2 strikes together. Maximum 198. Let's see if she can strike here.
Oh, 9 yet again.
10-pin in the corner, and that's a score of 197.
Is it going to be enough?
I don't think so, actually, because I think Kerry just needs 1 spare, and she's going to be through the 200 barrier.
Well, she's been here before, of course. Lost in a semi-final. Looks like she's lost another one. Kerry Kayak. can close the deal for Canada.
Spare or strike needed.
Would you believe that?
Oh, curse of the commentator or what? That is the 4-6-7 split, and it's almost impossible split to pick up, and she's just checking the score, and I think she's going to realise that she needs to spare this to win, and if she doesn't make it, she's going to lose this second game in this leg.
Well, did the pressure get to her?
No, oh, she looks a bit choked up, I must admit. She knows exactly what she's done.
Good grief.
195, open frame of the 10th.
She needed one clean frame, and she was in the World Cup final, and don't you think she knows it? She's got to regroup now, though. It's going to go down to the deciding third set, and these fans are going crazy because Maria Ramírez from Costa Rica got out of jail. Look at that. Game 3, Maria Ramírez can probably hardly believe it. She was on the point of elimination, only to see her opponent crack. Now, can she get out fast here? It is sudden death. Oh, she almost got herself a split. Got lucky.
Yeah, pretty weak shot there. Didn't cover the 5-pin, maybe just slipped off the thumb a bit. She was fortunate to kick the 5-pin out, just leave the 7-pin. Yeah, as you said, Nick, she was thrown a lifeline in the last frame. It's kept her in the match. And this is also important. Place in the World Cup final up for grabs for one of these ladies.
As ever, she's sparing okay, but she's had too many spares, really, Ramírez. But now, what is Kerry Ryan-Kayak going through mentally? I mean, they're probably just relieved to be here, but Ryan-Kayak, well, she needed one spare for a place in the World Cup final, and the look on her face just moments ago suggested she was absolutely shattered. Can she bounce back? Oh dear.
Well,
she got away with one.
The coach shouted a good shot, but it wasn't. The only thing good about it is it kicked out the 10-pin. She's left herself the 1-2-8, which is sparable for the right-hander. It was a weak shot for frame 1.
This is all pressure. Some people rise to it, some people are challenged by it, some struggle to cope with it. Well, she's got a spare, so it's no disaster. But you look at Kerry Ryan-Kayak and you wonder if she's got the mental resilience to bounce back.
And of course the other thing, Nick, is I think she's got the more than a few hundred fans cheering her opponent on. So she's playing against the lanes. She's probably playing against the audience as well.
I think her toughest opponent right now is inside her own head.
Needs to regroup, redirect that radar right to the 1-3 pocket. It looks a bit better.
Yeah, there you go. That'll get you back on track.
Sort of make her feel a bit better, yes. Managed to carry all 10 off of a nice 1-3 pocket hit. Needs to relax herself. Now, only 8 frames to go. She's blown one chance. She hopes she gets another.
Well, in the last leg, Maria Ramírez enjoyed this right-hand lane. Only missed a strike once, as I recall. Dear.
Very high through the head pin, and that just hasn't broken the pins up at all. It's a 4-10 split standing there. And this could possibly be the first open frame for Maria of this match. Yeah, it's just way too high. It doesn't break any pins up at all. 4-pin on the left-hand side, the 10-pin on the right-hand side. There's a bit of deadly accuracy here.
Well, she went for it, didn't she? She just tried to just clip that pin over. Open frame.
Yeah, she's still getting encouragement from the crowd, even though she's had an open frame. They are very much on her side.
This is interesting because they're not hostile to Kerry Ryan kayak at all. You know, the applause is genuine for her, but they just want to see a Costa Rican win here. And I'm not sure that Maria Ramírez is going to get away with it again if she can't start racking up some strikes.
Yeah, she's strung any strikes together for a while now. Her spare game's been quite good. Just that open frame in the last shot. Takes the tempo away in the spare. 3 frames gone. Just checking the score sheet with the coach.
I'm just surprised how she started off striking so freely and how it's been such a battle for her ever since. Now, here's another chance, Kerry. Put some daylight between you and your opponent. She should stay clean.
Yeah, she's struggling. She's very much letting that last frame of the last game get to her. She hasn't regrouped mentally properly. She must have been bitterly disappointed. She was sort of had one foot in the final, really, and they just gave it away.
Well, to her credit, she stays clean there. She's managing to just hang around and get her game back together. I really thought at the end of that second leg she was gone, and there's no time to regroup. You just got to get on with it. But she looked absolutely shattered. Both of them did, her and her coach. I thought, that's it. This match is over. But here she is with her nose in front again in the early going.
Well, she's quite a powerful player. She rolls quite a nice hook ball. Ramírez, on the other hand, tends to throw it hard and straighter. Kerry looking for 10.
No.
Yeah, it's light. Just as I said, she's a strong bowler. She's bowled rather a weak ball. 2, 4, 5 left. Yeah, it just doesn't quite get out of it right. Lack of rotation, no drive through the pins, didn't break them up.
Just got to stay clean. Hope that the strikes will come.
Yeah, it's a tricky little spare. Been known to miss these.
No question about that at all.
No, takes it out very cleanly. Good shot under pressure.
But it's become a real battle for both of them.
Well, they've both had early nerves in this final game.
The body language on both sides is not good. And here's Ramírez, who left an open frame last time she was on this right-hand lane. But don't forget, this has been the one that's produced most of her strikes.
And she needs to get going.
There's a strike.
Yeah, that's a much better shot, and the crowd like it. That'll give her encouragement. High shot, right into the 1-3 pocket. He seems to be enjoying himself.
And why not?
All of the future, no doubt. Yes, high up in the headpin, right in the pocket. Great shot.
Now, if she can double up here, that really just lays the challenge down, doesn't it?
Well, it makes it all square again if she can double. And closes that open frame she's had. Brings everything level at the halfway stage. This needs to be a good shot.
Oh, it is good.
Nice one. That really was a good shot and a good double. Could be the turning point in the match. She started to string some strikes at last.
Well, she's got some momentum.
She's certainly got plenty of encouragement from the audience here. Lays this shot out of a second arrow, and there's some rotation there, and it bites right up into the pocket. That's a great shot, and she knows it. She's very happy with that.
And she's set a target here for Kerry Ryan kayak, who needs to start putting some strikes together herself.
Yeah, needs to answer with something strong.
That's a good answer. Wasn't the most convincing strike, but they all count.
Yeah, she's laid it out. It's, she's got the rotation on the ball. It's come up. She's taken 10 pins out, and that's the difference. Look, there's 1 pin.
There's been nothing to choose between them right from virtually the first frame of this match. At no point could you have said one of these two has got some daylight.
No, I mean, you could almost flip a coin and say who's going to win, and whichever side that coin comes down could be the winner.
Ryan Kayak winning the first by just 1 pin, and then the second pin going to Ramírez by 2 pins, and here there is 1 pin between them again.
Couldn't be closer. Looking for that double.
And getting it. Well, a double-double. First Ramírez, then the Canadian.
Yeah, she's answered the question that was asked.
And I think Sandy Lowe is doing a great job here, her coach, just keeping her on track, because she could have really stumbled here, Kerry Ryan Kayak, and you've heard the words of encouragement from Sandy Lowe. That's what she's there for.
Pressure's back on again. Maria Ramírez working on a double. Needs another one.
No, doesn't get it.
No, nowhere near the pocket. High on the left-hand side of the head pin. Ball was pulled around with her shoulder. Missed her mark. She's fortunately getting away with a 10-pin standing in the corner.
Cash, we didn't see this from Maria during qualifying when she was blisteringly good, and during her quarter-final as well, but she just seems to be battling the lanes a little bit throughout this match.
She's taken a spare away. She averaged 228, which is an enormous amount of pins through 32 games of qualifying. She was seeded #1. She's shaking her head there. Yeah,
it's a struggle.
She's got some pressure on her now.
And is it because it's the stage? Here we are. It's the semi-final of the World Cup.
Very much so, Nick. Yes, she realises that she's just a few frames away from the final, or the short trip home, whichever comes.
Can she get a strong right bang on the head pin? Lucky to avoid a split.
Yeah, not the greatest shot in the world, I must admit. 3, 6 and the 10 left standing, and she's drawing some air in. She's struggling a bit there. Needs some inspiration. And look at Kerry. Kerry's up ready to go already.
Yeah.
Out of her seat.
That's a good sign. And she safely spares out. She's kept it very clean, the Costa Rican, even though, as you can see, the strikes just haven't been coming. Just a double. It's a brave man that picks a winner in this one. It really is. There's been nothing between them right from the get-go. The Canadian taking the first leg by 1 pin, then throwing it all away on the very last frame of the second leg to lose it by 2, and here she is, nose in front, and gets a strike. That might be decisive.
I think that will be very decisive. That's 3 in a row she's got, and it's the first turkey of this game for either player. Opens up that 35-pin lead. Telling time, frame 7.
That's the biggest gap in this match at any time, I think.
Yes, indeed. And that's daylight between them at last, and that will encourage her. Working on 3 strikes in a row. Ramírez has only had the 1 double, and an open frame to go with it.
Let's not count our chickens yet. All Kerry Ryan Kayak needed in leg 2 was to stay clean on the 10th frame. She left it open. So she won't be counting any chickens just yet. Well, left the 10, just keep it clean.
Yeah, it's a good shot. Didn't make 4 in a row. 10 pin in the corner stands up. Nicely balanced at the line. Nice rotation and good shot right in the 1-3 pocket there. Needs to make this to stay in the lead.
Well, we can can take nothing for granted, but it really is a routine spare, even if it is just tucked in that corner that the right-handers don't always like. But no, bang on.
Yeah, laid it out pretty confidently on the lane, took it away. That's all she can do. She's got the lead. Can she hang on to it?
Yes, she had it in the last leg. I couldn't.
Now for Maria Ramírez. Must strike situation. Needs to get something going now.
Well, if you think she's going to get a strike, this would be the lane she'd get it on. And there it is.
Yeah, great shot. At exactly the right time. She's broken through the 10-pin barrier. Just checking the scores. Gives her a chance to make the double. There's that ball straight down second arrow, and it bites right up into the 1-3 pocket. That was a good shot. Shades of what she was doing earlier on in qualifying.
Well, she needs to double it up. Just close that gap. It's still too close to call. But Ramírez is behind. Needs to start getting those strikes. Here they come.
Fantastic. 2 shots in a row, 2 strikes in a row. It's got the crowd on the edge of their seat. Well, it certainly has that gentleman anyway.
I think he fell off with delight.
Yeah, there it is. 2 doubles in the game, just the one open. Sets herself up for frame 10. Again, this game's going to the wire. Too close to call at the moment.
And mentally, I guess, if you're Kerry Ryan, you're just trying to tell yourself, just another frame. Don't think, oh yeah, this is it. I'm in touching distance now, because that happened last time, and we saw what happened. She's just got to say, keep it clean.
That's what she has to do, Nick. She has to keep it clean. If she's not going to strike, she needs something that she can spare.
Ooh, it's not going to go.
A tap on that 4-pin. That was close, and she knew it.
It potentially just makes that gap even closer.
It's spareable. She shouldn't have too much trouble with this 4-pin. Very unfortunate there. Look, you can see it wobbling. Didn't want to know.
Well, it's such a routine shot, but in this match, nothing's been routine.
Covers it well. Moves across to the left-hand lane.
Look at this. Once again, there's just almost nothing to choose between them. Bottom line is 3 strikes here from Kerry Ryan Kayak, and the Canadian is in the World Cup final.
Pressure time.
And remember, it was frame 10 when the wheels came off in the last leg. What has she got here? Are there any demons dancing in the back of her mind?
Oh, she can make 30 pins with 3 strikes. 20 with a spare and a strike. Or a strike and a spare.
Needs a strike, gets it.
That is a so important ball. That really is right up in the 1-3 pocket. Gives her the chance to make another one. Bonus ball in the 10th frame.
Well, I know it's tempting fate, especially in a match that's been this close. Perhaps I shouldn't, but a strike here, and I think she's home.
Yeah, strike here will take her through the 220 barrier. It's a good game.
This possibly for a place in the final.
And she knows it.
Is it a strike? Can she get another one?
Looking good.
Oh, it is, and it... Oh!
Dear, oh dear.
Oh, my goodness me.
An 8-pin right in the pocket. That is absolutely unbelievable. That was almost a perfect shot. I'm just wondering where the ball went to leave that 8-pin. Absolutely outrageous. There's this one out in the lane. It's got beautiful rotation. That is right up into the sweet spot, and it's cut straight through that 5-pin, and she is so disappointed.
Well, Cass, she blew it in leg 2, there's no question about that, but she did nothing wrong there. That is just rank bad luck, and what a time for it to happen.
It was just bad carry on the pins. It really was a great shot. Needs to make the spare. Should be 215. Will it be enough?
Well, a gutsy effort, a gutsy comeback, because she looked shot away at the end of the second leg. All she can